Good morning. All right, so from yesterday, you can see that there's been some changes. Let's start from the top. So, top, I cleaned this up a little bit so that I could begin, or when I need to, start paring the hat back a bit. This portion of the hat will go quite a bit further back. As you can see, there's a lot of room in here, and some of this will stay because you want it to be, you know, concave here or convex here, so that it'll eventually, hide the face in a shadow and so on. But this has to go much further back. That said, this has been cleaned up so that I can make those efforts at some point. Yesterday, the facial area, this inner area here, was all pretty flat and just kind of drawn in. So what I managed to do was to get the face to go at a diagonal, which allows me to get him to look in this direction. Additionally, I got the nose in more or less where it needs to be. Certainly there needs to be some cleanup. Got the eyebrows in. They're going to be very prominent. I got those in the right places. Some cleanup, certainly. The eyes are for the most part in the right place. There'll be some cutting under the eyebrows here to bring the eyes in further. Although a lot of this will be darkened because the hat will not provide light to the eyes. So, there'll be a little bit of this and that. So got the facial structure in for the most part. They'll be cutting here and there just to clean it all up. But since they're all in place, it looks pretty good now. Getting the thickness of this bridge was challenging, and I still think I need to pare it down a bit to make it thinner from this point here to this point here. But you got to be careful because once you've got too much, it's gone. So got to be careful with that. But it's in the right place. So I got the cheekbone put in here, and that'll allow me to cut this back and make the rest of this hair here come in at some point. This area here will be for his right ear, but it'll be very vague, but it still needs to be present. All of this area here is hair coming off the back of the head, so it'll be cut down quite a bit as well. The shoulder coming forward, the right shoulder coming forward, needs to be worked on. It doesn't look right, but for the most part, it's all in the right place. Got all of this headed in this direction, so that's really good. That was the biggest challenge yesterday. Now that that's done, I can bring in the rest of the hair. A lot of this hair here isn't really, angled properly. Probably closer to this, but I don't want to lose some hair, so I'll be working on that as well. I got everything really is doable now that we've got this angle, and that's the key point to explain. So some of this has to be cut back to continue this angle, but since it's at the angle I need, I can now just put things in place. And so I was able to pare back this part here to this part here, bringing it closer to the mouth. The actual pipe here will be pointed in this direction. So much of this top area here will have to be pared back into the carving. This is all smoke, so this will all be cut back until the point at which, it's in its right place. But I don't need to cut it now, because if you don't need to cut it, you always keep it. So don't cut, it off because you're certain that it's not needed and it's just in your way. Because you don't need it, but you haven't really worked on it, just leave it there. You may end up going, oh no, I needed that. So you gotta keep it in place for now. So pared back as well to free the hand a little more. Got the hat back much further. This one will be done as well. Well, for the most part, it's going good. I got the hairline in here. The wave is in place here. I'll have to get this wave for the hair here and here, and then bring it all in slowly. Much of this hair here almost looks like it's part of the facial hair, but it's not actually there. So I got to keep that in mind. I think I covered everything. Yeah, so for the most part, we're off and running. today, clean up this hair, and just to jump to the next thing. Arch-Mage.